Hey everybody, happy holidays. If you're like me, sometimes you're hard to shop for, and so you want to give somebody some ideas, or you have somebody who's just getting into the activity or has been involved in the activity for a while. You're just looking for ways to maybe buy them some gifts and looking for some ideas. I am particularly hard to shop for, so this may actually help my wife out. So I have a few items here. I'll walk through them. I'm not affiliated or sponsored by any companies. There are any of the things that you can see here. These are all things that we purchased and that we found work really, really well for us when we're on the trail and we're camping. So I figured that they would be some good gifts. I will link to every single thing we talk about in the description below with the most current prices. That way it'll be super easy for you guys. If you like it, you can click that link and go right to it, whether it be Amazon or the manufacturer's website. So without further ado, let's kick it off. The first thing is a little bit of an insurance policy, right? We like to extend our fuel range when we're out on the trail. This is a 5-gallon jerry can. This is from Harbor Freight. It's metal. It's currently full. It's got a plastic top on it. They do sell metal tops aftermarket out there on the internet, and you can probably find one. But like I said, this is 5 gallons. It fits really well in the back of the truck. It has never leaked on us. It's really sturdy, really rugged. Paint job is great. No complaints there. Like I said, just an extra insurance policy. Carry an extra 5 to 10 gallons. You can buy 2 of them. I think they're somewhere around $40 to $50 a piece. There might be some coupons there with Harbor Freight. Comes with a little plastic spout. But if you're anything like me, you end up wearing most of the gas and very little actually gets in your tank. So along the same lines, same theme, we have a little hand pump, transfer pump. It's got 2 hoses. They're pretty long. Right? Again, this is from Harbor Freight. It's really not very expensive. I think it's around $5, but I'll link all the prices, like I said. One end goes in the tank and the other one goes in your vehicle, like I said, and then you crank away at this pump. And it tends to move a pretty high volume of fuel really quickly, so it doesn't take long, right? That way you're not lifting up your jerry can, you're not spilling it around. I have set it up in a way that's in the back of the truck, very close to the gas tank inlet itself. So I don't need to do anything crazy there. Just run my hoses, crank away, fill my tank back up. Easy day. Really good option, really small, packs up light. The next thing we have is 550 cord, something green. Comes in a whole bunch of different colors. They even have reflective colors, which is really nice for when you're tying your tent down or an awning down or anything like that. At night, inevitably, myself or the girls end up tripping over our tie downs. And so if it's orange and reflective, when we get the headlight going, it shines back at us. We know where that stuff is. Also good for tying stuff down in the truck, setting up awnings, getting food up in the trees so away from the bears, anything you can think of. It's really good to have extra cordage. 550 cord is super strong. It will stretch a little bit, but not too bad. So allegedly, 550 cord, one strand of it can hold 550 pounds. That's why it's called that, right? It's parachute cord. Like I said, I'll link it. Really good option there. The other thing that we have is a Magnet Tactical. It's a microfiber, kind of a chamois towel. It's really great for cleanups. It's great for drying dishes at the end of the night. It's great for after your shower or getting cleaned up after a long day on the trail. It's not very big, right? So it's a perfect size for a towel. This one's green. It's got little places for hangers. See my thumb sticking through there. Little strap here. Folds up nice into this bag with some mesh on the side so it can air out and dry. Once it dries, it doesn't smell. It doesn't hold bacteria from what I found. Really good option, really small, really light. We have 4 of them in the camping bin, 1 for each of us. And it's just a great option to have. Magnet Tactical, microfiber towel. We love ours. The other options that we have, we actually own a bunch of these hammocks. This one's from Legit Camping. We have some other ones from Amazon, some different brands. They all seem to hold up the same. This one's great. It's got little true saver straps that come with it. They fold up really nice. This is a 2-person hammock, brown and green, like you see. We have 4 that go in our camping bin. That way we can just grab our bin and go. Great for a long day after the trail. You can relax and have a coffee or a beer sitting in your hammock watching the campfire. Awesome option. The other things that we have is this Olight, this little Olight headlamp. We really like it. It's the H1R. I'm not sure if they still offer it. If they do, I'll link it or I'll link the equivalent, right? Comes in a couple different modes, a couple different brightness. I don't know if you can see it cycling through its brightness modes there. I think. Yep, you can set it to SOS mode. So great option. The other thing we like about it is super light, super bungee. It's got a magnetic charger off of it that we can actually run off the Jackery, which I'll talk about in a little bit. The other thing we really like about it is that this will actually come off. It comes with a little pocket clip too. So you can have it, so you know, this little tiny light carry around camp if you don't necessarily want to wear a headlight. No complaints. Really like it. Super light. You forget you're even wearing it. It's very comfortable. It's rugged. It's held up in the rain and the water, and just fine. It's been dropped a few times. No issues there. Olight H1R headlamp. So if you like us, we love our coffee. If you saw the dirty decaf video, we forgot our coffee. But ordinarily, we make our coffee with a kettle on the stove, hot water, or on the BioLite stove that I'll talk about here in a minute. But this is a French press coffee cup. It makes coffee in the morning super easy, super simple. You pour your grounds in here in your hot water, let it steep. Take your French press inner liner, right, and just press down and make some coffee. And now you got your travel mug that you've made coffee in. Keeps all the grounds contained until you're ready to make another cup, pour it out, and just start over. It's got a little lid that seals it out, doesn't leak. The nylon cloth outer shell here protects your hands from the hot liquid, and it's got a nice rubber base. All this stuff comes apart. Each individual piece comes apart, so you can clean it up really nice. We love these. We have a couple of them. Definitely a good option. This one is made by GSI Outdoors. Great company. Along the same lines of breakfast and food and eating, Mountain House. Now, there's a bunch of different brands that make these types of meals that you just pour some boiling hot water into, and then you have meals. So it's not necessarily just breakfast. They have lunch options, they have dinner, they have all kinds. If you can imagine it, they have the food for it. It doesn't take long. It's super light. It's freeze dried, so it lasts forever. You can kind of crunch it up, pack them away. Makes a great stocking stuffer. Fits in our food bin really, really easy. It's sealed, so it doesn't necessarily attract the scent of animals. It may still, but we've had pretty good luck with that. We haven't had our bins broken into by any bears or any animals like that. Great options. We have a bunch of these. Makes breakfast in the morning or dinner or lunch really easy, especially before we camp late, right? And they have some dessert options too, I think, which is really, really cool. Along the same lines, we have some eating wear. This is made by Sea to Summit. It's a titanium sport. Well, there's a little tiny carabiner. I like the long handle on it because when you're eating out of these, if you don't trim the top down, this allows you to get into the bag a little easier and scoop your food in. You're not digging your whole hand in there and covering your hand in lasagna or whatever you happen to be eating. Super light, super rugged, really enjoy it. This stuff, like I said, it fits so nicely in a camping bin. It makes camping so much easier when you just grab a bin and go. And I'll do a video on what's in our bin one of these days. Another option, this one's made by Gerber. So this is kind of like a 3-piece or a 4-piece kit. There's a fork, which is probably missing in action at this point. We'll try to find it. They all kind of fit together really nicely. Then you can separate them. So it's got a can opener, bottle opener, and it looks like a little screwdriver top, little multi-tool that goes with it. And then you've got your, I think it's aluminum spoon, and then your spatula with a little like knife edge. This is a little flexible rubber spatula if you wanted to cook something like eggs or something. What works in there really nice. It's got these grooves. So it all fits together in one nice convenient package. And when you're done, clean it up, put it all back together. Great options. I don't know if you've seen some of our other videos, but you can see my daughter using the ferro rod, or the fire steel as it's called. It's just a soft steel. You peel off the black outer coating by scraping it against your knife or the striker. It's got 550 cord attached to it. You know how much I love that stuff. And it just allows you to very easily start fires in all weather conditions. Doesn't matter if it's windy and wet, snowing. If this got wet, it's still going to work. It's going to work every time. It's fantastic. You can light your propane stove with it. We haven't had any issues. So it's a good option. Sometimes lighters run out of fluid, and you kind of SOL. Not with this. So this will last a ton of strikes. I don't know how long it'll last for, but great option. Great stocking stuff. So if you're like us in Florida, during the summer months or the warmer months, mosquitoes and bugs are a nightmare. So we decided to try out the Thermacell MR300. It's a little portable mosquito repellent. It's got a pad in here that gets warmed up by, it looks like a little flame or a little igniter in here. You light it with this. It's got a fuel rod underneath that comes out. And these are all replaceable. This one's still half full. It does a great job of keeping the bugs away. It will keep the bugs away for like a 3-foot radius around you. So it's great for on a picnic table or by the hammock, or if you're hanging out there. And it does a really good job. We're really impressed with it. We will probably end up picking up another one at some point, but portable, doesn't get super hot, so you can bring it with you. You can put it on the ground. It's not going to light the ground on fire. And they have these in different models, like a tabletop model and even bigger. So definitely explore that option if bugs are in the area in which you're camping. And like I said, I'll link it down below. It's not super expensive. So the other options that we have are a Jackery. This is a Jackery 160. It's the smallest one they make. And I think they make all the way up to 1500. All of them will support solar panels to get charged, or you can charge it with the included power cable. So this guy's great for what we use it for. We use it to charge our electronics up in the tent at night. Cell phones, tablets. It'll even charge a laptop a few times. What it won't support is things like heated blankets, coffee makers. It'll run a fan for a little while. It's going to suck this thing down pretty good, pretty quickly, but it'll support a fan for a little while. And we also keep it around in the house for like power outages and stuff like that. We love things that are multi-function, so it's got a flashlight on it, which is great. It's got a normal household plug on this side that runs off an inverter. There's a little inverter fan in here. It's not super loud. We can sleep with it going in the tent all night. It's not a big deal. And it's got some USB options, right? USB-C, and then your normal 5-volt, 300-watt max USB outputs here. Solar input or the power cable like we talked about already, and then 12-volt out DC. And a little digital display, which tells you what you got left for battery power, the input and the output. The other thing to be aware of with the 160 is you can't charge it and run something off of it at the same time. It will deplete the battery before it charges all the way up. Whereas the bigger ones, I think every model up from the 160 can support that. Double check that. But like I said, I'll link it. They won't run a fridge or anything like that, the 160s. The bigger ones will. We have a Ryobi 18-volt lithium battery fan. It runs off of these guys, and then it'll also run off of a normal power cord in the back. We usually have this up in the tent. We actually take this thing everywhere, soccer games, what have you. You can hang it with a little hook underneath. This is fully flexible, and it's got 2 speeds. And who doesn't like Ryobi products, right? Like I said, not sponsored, not affiliated in any way. It's not super loud, it's quiet, and it'll run off these 18-volt batteries for a long time. One will probably last you a couple nights without any major issues there. So Ryobi fan, great option. And comfort-wise, if have ever been in the military or the army or anything like that, you know of poncho liners, or also known as woobies. This is from a company called Zero Foxtrot. This one's green. It's a poncho liner. And it's got the ties to tie it into a poncho if you ever felt so inclined. But I love just bundling this thing up around me, climbing in the tent or hanging out next to the campfire those colder nights. It's thin enough that it doesn't cause overheating, but it also keeps you surprisingly very, very warm and very, very comfortable. Zero Foxtrots, I don't know if I said it previously, they're lifetime warranty for their products. It's a little bit on the pricier side. I think it's around $50, $55. And stock moves pretty quick on their website. Fantastic. I wouldn't hesitate to ever buy this again. If something were to happen and they didn't honor the warranty for whatever reason. Can't imagine they wouldn't. But it folds up really nice, comes in a little cinch sack. Super, super comfortable. All different colors, all different designs. These woobies, they're fantastic. The other thing that I have down here is, this is an Amazon product. I'm sure they're all over the place. This is by a company called Waynas. I'm not really sure I'm saying that right. Probably not. But these are awning poles. So we don't have an awning on our truck just yet, but we're looking for options to stay out of the rain or stay in the shade after a long day of wheeling or setting up camp, right? So in this little kit, you get 2 awning poles, you get a couple stakes, tie downs, and do some of that reflective 550 cord we were talking about. So what you can do is you can take a tarp, a plastic tarp or a canvas tarp that you can get just about anywhere at Walmart. You can tie that to the side of your vehicle or between 2 trees, and you have these awning poles that extend and twist to lock, and the eyelets of the tarp will fit into the points up here. And you can just set up a normal awning, tie them down with your stakes and your 550 cord, and you're out of the rain. You're good to go. You can hang out, play cards, eat dinner, what have you. Great option, super light, don't take up a terrible amount of room. And it's a good option if you don't currently run an awning, but want all the benefits of having an awning. So definitely check those out. So we love things that do multiple functions. This is a first generation BioLite stove, and they come in all different sizes now. They have cooktops, they have fire pits, they have, you name it. The sky's the limit with these things, but they're pretty fantastic. So it's 2 pieces, right? You got your electronic portion with a thermocouple up here. And it fits into the hole in the side of the small BioLite stove, which runs off of like small sticks and twigs and chunks of wood. And it's got a fan in here, right? So you light your fire, you start the fan, it gets it to burn nice and hot and pretty smokeless. And then you can also charge electronics off of the energy it generates through the heat through the thermal cell. It'll charge this battery in whatever USB device you want to plug in here. The second generation or the newer generations one, I think, have more USB options, so you can do more there. The fans get high and low. You can hear it running right now. And you just feed small twigs in there, keep the fire burning. You can put a full pan on top and it fits almost perfectly. It's nice and stable. No crazy issues there. You can cook, you can boil water, what have you. Great little option. And this thing packs up really tiny. It's got a little stuff sack. And the battery portion of this tends to hold a charge for a long time. So, all right. So our other option, which I think is probably one of our best options, is a membership to Overland Bound. We are Overland Bound members. 21878 is our number. We have been Overland Bound members for a couple of years now. The resources available as an Overland Bound member are just endless. You have access to rally points. You have access to a map which shows you campsites or places to get gas or groceries or fresh water. Just tons of filters on there, right? You can send SOSs if you ever need help, and other members will see those and be alerted to and come help you out where needed. You can coordinate trips with other members through the Overland Bound community. And it's broken up into regions, and there's a forum, and definitely go check it out. There's some free portions of Overland Bound that you can go check out, get a taste for. But definitely get a membership. It comes with a cool little metal number plate that you put on your vehicle or anywhere else, and you can get patches that have the same numbers. And it's just a great option. Just can't say enough good things about Overland Bound. Happy with the membership. I recommend it. This would be a cool little stocking stuffer to find in your stocking too, as a surprise. I think that'd be super dope. So that concludes our ideas of what would make some great stocking stuffers or things to find under the tree around the holidays and Christmas time, right? If you have suggestions for us, please drop in the comments. Everyone benefits, right? Everyone wins. From our family to yours, I want to wish you guys a happy holiday season. And definitely take the opportunity to get out in the woods and go play around for a little while. Happy holidays. Have a great night.